Hey there everyone, this is Air,
And this is Lith.
and we're back with Danganronpa.
Hello.
Hey Hawk, welcome to the stream.
Welcome.
Been a while since you caught these live. Okay, so last time, absolutely nothing bad happened at all. Let's see if I can find Makoto again. It's like the school stands at the center of the world. Last time Best Girl happened, yes.
Yes, best girl did everything.
Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable. Government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is if you were scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school, filled with the ultimate students, was me.
Huh?
What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? Wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on?
Whoa.
Finally, I could feel my mind and body start to come back together again. And then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare. No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell! I was in a vast, dark cavern with the barest hint of sleep, of light seeping in.
It's okay, Makoto. You're still waking up.
5 more minutes. The trash is surprisingly comfy. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in there until I wasted away and died? No. I can't let that happen. After what my good friend went through to save me, who I am being oddly coy about. Seriously, who says my good friend in this situation?
Every vague protagonist ever.
I remembered all too well what had happened.
Best girl.
Alter Ego saved me, and he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it.
How do you know it was his last bit of strength?
So, I can't give up now. For myself. And for my friend! And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of here.
Interesting how he says friend singular. You think he's given up on the rest of the cast?
I think he's fixated on Alter Ego, who was supposed to be dead but persisted on. So, obvious exit is Dennis.
Yeah, Hawk's on my side. Makoto doesn't care about anybody else. They sent him to his death. But then again, we put our faith in that other friend. You know, that other friend.
All of them to not accuse us of murder and kill us?
Except for the other friend that we had suspected something was up. And it looks like we were not entirely disappointed.
I could have died.
Yeah, but you didn't. And we suspected
that makes it all better.
But, you know, it's not that far of a stretch, Makoto, to think that one plan corresponded with another. Because remember, who was talking with Alter Ego the most?
I don't have object permanence, so me. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food.
Maybe a crowbar for the door.
There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water, which I should have probably done before the food. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Obvious question, why would you put a keyhole on the inside of the door out of a garbage pit? The only explanation I can see is... No, that's not a very good explanation. I was going to say, like, the keyhole goes through both sides equally. And it would be nice to have an emergency out if someone does get locked in, but they'd have to be locked in with the key.
That's assuming that this trash was thrown in here. What if this is just debris from the destruction of what was in this chamber? Because, no offense, we're not getting a very good look around the room yet. We just see stairs, but we actually don't know how big this chamber is.
Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides.
But are you?
That's still not enough reason to give up. Because I'm still alive! As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up! After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was... go to sleep.
Okay. Yeah.
My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was the only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink.
Fair enough.
I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. G-crunch. What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been?
Oh boy. We're gonna check the garbage.
Monokuma? Are parts of you here? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me. Well, long after me.
Just a second.
Ooh. A giant piece of trash? Rude.
Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
That's great. Nice hat. This place smells awful.
Kyoko!
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected.
Yeah, I'm not a pancake. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you.
Glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey,
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished.
Literally just bread and water, but not complaining. Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. That really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. Now I've got all the energy. All of it. It's time to conquer Earth!
You should come out of the door, Makoto, and go, "Ah! After 10,000 years, I'm free!" So you still haven't given up, then?
Of course not! After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at.
Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at.
That was a rocket. A rocket and a tank. I'd better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here.
More garbage.
Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? But, Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
so...
To pay a debt. Or, no. To atone.
Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything.
That is definitely the thing I did 100% of the time in all timelines.
Absolutely.
So, you knew that I knew, probably because I only knew because you directly told me.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. Abandon you.
Don't say that! You didn't abandon me!
No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive, no matter the cost.
Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I had to survive
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do.
What?
I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason.
So, you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did once.
Once?
Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was.
You forgot? But that's...
Hello, Feather.
Welcome to the stream.
I had no memory of what my purpose was.
No memory? That's impossible!
Amnesia?
Then, is it really true? You lost your memory.
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto?
Yes, that is one of the privileges I have for not being an amnesiac.
Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school?
When unconscious, woke up in classroom? The first thing... You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too. And when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember my ultimate ability. Just made up.
But what would make you forget all that other than Monokuma, who is a cheating bastard?
I know!
Hey,
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient.
Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory.
Fair enough, I should technically be accusing the mastermind, not Monokuma. But why would they want to do that?
There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans.
So, the mastermind just stole them from you?
However,
And it could also mean, somehow, my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time.
But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us.
What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right?
Mastermind's one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me.
But why me?
Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but
I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
knock on wood, doing it now.
Yeah, if there are alternate realities, Makoto's actually a prime mastermind target.
That would be great.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
listen.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah. It's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I've never asked you to help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced.
Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So, how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So,
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability.
You mentioned your ability.
My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Ha ha! I
Raise
called
your hand
it!
if you didn't see that
Yay!
coming.
Whee!
And then realize that you're raising your hand alone in an empty room with no one who asked you to do it actually being able to witness it. The ultimate detective.
correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy. There was someone I had to find here in the school.
You had to find someone. Who?
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy.
The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster?
Because he's my father. Ah, yes! I suspected that. Ah.
What?
In other words,
Oh my gosh. I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak.
Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains. An alter ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved.
I'll find a way.
I,
No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
no matter what.
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point. But when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him.
That makes sense.
However,
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear, so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room.
Then, what did you see in there?
so,
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything had been in there.
Anything was it in there?
Yeah, wasn't been there.
You mean the mastermind, right?
it's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second... I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found.
But why there?
Because I also found this in the headmaster's room.
This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have to stay overnight from time to time. And I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's what I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room.
So, you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors.
I feel like at some point we're not supposed to follow up on one of these. Otherwise, what's the point of giving us the option? Just to make us feel like we're somewhat involved? It's the second floor of the dorms.
She mentioned that before, which was why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building.
It has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
however,
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either.
I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then, who did kill her?
anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed.
Get you killed?
indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial.
It was?
The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly.
You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly.
It doesn't quite add up, because if that were the case, then they could, in theory, have just said, no, Makoto's not the killer, killed Kyoko and a couple other incidentals, and left him to his own devices, problem solved. But they decided to embrace Makoto as the scapegoat. Assuming he's not the target in the first place.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it.
Mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? Certainly hasn't stopped him before.
I know.
That makes it sound like the Mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikosaba.
What's that?
There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto.
I could have become the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Do you mean during the night?
I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death.
Do you also own a Gundam?
I love you, Zare, that reference.
What? Which is really odd, because I don't know that series well enough to give those references. I've watched the movie a couple times when they couldn't understand it.
Duel Maxwell for the win! I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases, just like this.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms, and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow across the corridor.
That's not normal.
No kidding. Are you sure you're not like, I don't know, an actual psychic this time? I don't know.
I'm 30% sure that that's Hiro.
I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran into your room and saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the masked assailant was. They ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was being disguised. And the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind, in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me.
So, all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have a conclusive evidence, but that's what I think.
So if we did go by, like, a strictly mundane plot, where there's only one universe, that makes Byakuya the most suspicious. He had all the means. Now granted, he had the key to Kyoko's room, but Kyoko had a skeleton key who's saying the mastermind doesn't. And it's also really weird because, especially the recent trials, have all been an exercise in making him lose composure. And I'm not inclined to believe that's disingenuous. He's just the ultimate actor. But that's really bad if true. Hold on. I need the context again, because that was not the way you should read it. That's why I think. That's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right? So why not kill you directly?
I know.
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They need the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction.
So, what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered.
Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. Just a little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair.
The other ultimate despair?
There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead.
Actually, there's plenty of doubt.
Yeah. Because that wasn't actually her ultimate thing. Right?
Well, she clearly knows more than we do.
Okay.
But officially, no, she was the ultimate soldier.
Yeah, so... What, can you have 2 titles? But I don't think that the ultimate despair is just one person.
Not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event.
You're talking about...
What happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair?
It would seem.
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair.
Then they're...
Indeed.
Make no mistake. They're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy.
They didn't take down Makoto.
No shadows.
Dream
Wait.
Island Rocket.
Nice!
Actually. Yeah, we're not crossed off.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if the guys upstairs know that.
The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed.
No,
Except
no,
for the
no,
part
it
where they
haven't.
haven't.
That's, their motivation or intent might be, kind of, but not who they
And
are.
rough shape.
Yeah.
Oh, Monokuma did acknowledge that we survived. And yet somehow Kyoko was able to come down here.
But right now,
Anyway,
Right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come later.
yeah, you're right.
Now, if I'm the ultimate detective, I must have obviously read up all the different ways I can pick locks. Right, me?
There's so much garbage here. I can't believe this place is even still inhabitable. I don't think it's supposed to be.
Nope.
But, this
Really?
desk.
Wait.
This is a desk.
And a weirdly smaller chair. Look how tiny it is.
That is a really tiny chair.
I know.
Also, it is strangely outlined so that it's very clearly prominent across the background. There's even some white cutoff there.
It's probably the one that fell down here with me.
It can't be. Oh, wait. Did it just get bigger when you turned it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it came into perspective.
Yeah. Oh, because Hawk, the way it was like, the way it was angled, the chair looks like it's really, really, really small. Like, even if you sat on it, you couldn't actually look over the desk. But now, once you turn it towards us, it gets bigger. So.
It's locked, but we have a way to open this door.
Something very interesting is happening outside. I'm pretty sure the folks at home can hear it.
I couldn't hear it because the music drowned it out. A lot of screaming going on.
Oh, I see. Rockets from the opening of the game.
Yeah, I recognized it.
Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it.
And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey, Kyoko. We can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out.
Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid into the keyhole. And then... Yes! It opened!
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go.
Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Ah! After 10,000 years, I'm finally free! It's time to conquer Earth! Finally! Earth isn't gonna conquer itself. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief. Because the real fight had just begun.
Whoa.
Not even having daily life.
After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface.
Nice shading there, game.
No, they're just black. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me.
It's looking a lot more lit than that.
I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey,
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you.
Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So, Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work?
How long?
so...
Ever since I can remember.
Which isn't very long, right?
No, not really. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. I have this cousin, you see. She likes to, have...
Miss Shirogane?
Ah, yes, you know her.
Yeah, I was having flashbacks when we found out about Best Girl. Then, is your family famous?
wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. You see, we're like the sub-branch of that family. It works for us.
But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So,
Right.
Because we take pride in it.
pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That's how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society, which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence.
A conscious effort.
I like the positioning of that one. It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Nothing is absolute. Everything is permitted. Just like I said, it's our source of pride.
Pride. So, that explains... Before I came here, when was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her.
Pop sensation, baseball pro, first 2 people to die.
Because she hid herself on purpose, to protect the pride of her family.
However,
And yet, I gave up some of that pride.
Huh?
In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do.
But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
what?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father.
Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all these years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to about my father. To my father about.
However,
There's something I want to say to him, though.
Just every other line of Makoto is prodding for more information with a single syllable.
What?
No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face.
What is it?
so
I want to sever all ties with him. I'm going to find him, reconnect, and tell him I want nothing to do with him.
No, she's explicitly not reconnecting.
Well, I have to find him first. So,
Yeah, it's sort of like a subpoena.
I gotta find him to lose him. After all that time searching after he tried so hard to, I don't know.
Well, we don't know about him trying.
Well, it looks like it took a lot of effort.
Sever?
The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented. He had a promising future.
however,
But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. And young as I was, he left me behind.
I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
You do not know that, Makoto. If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name.
I imagine so, if you have a very proud grandfather who drilled that into you from infancy. Just saying.
I'm just so proud you are going to try really hard to find him just to tell him you don't want to see him ever again. So every part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective.
That's fair. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. What she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional.
I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However,
There's only one thing. One thing that I can never forgive.
Really?
so
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
however,
When the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need to get him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we are no longer family.
I'm not sure that was an appropriate soundbite to have there.
Correct.
In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago.
But your family. To just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey,
Is blood really enough to call someone family?
Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't know how to respond. So, it was just like anyone had said anything to me. So, instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Snake Eater.
Snake Eater!
Looks like this is it.
indeed.
On the other side of this door, the Hope's Peak is waiting for us.
And the mastermind. With a punching glove Monokuma. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room?
Dude.
Vaguely. This is it? No way.
There wasn't anything caught in the thing, right? It was in the incinerator door.
I thought it was in the floor in front of it. Let's see. I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should be open without much trouble.
Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so
Wow.
looks like we're back.
But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted.
I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you.
No thanks necessary. I'm just returning the favor.
Remember that lock thing you wanted to go in long ago?
There's a lot of locked things I wanted to go in. Ah, okay.
Well, time to go back. This is how we got out of the garbage pit. I never would have imagined that's where this led.
Really, you had no idea that there might be some sort of garbage pit beneath the incinerator. Admittedly, that is a really deep pit. Also, you had to enter a door, so this would actually... Oh yeah, but it's distance, so that's fine. That makes sense.
So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried?
Yeah, of course.
So then,
Then let's just get a concrete answer.
Huh?
in other words,
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping.
Wait, that's...
however,
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away.
As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So, you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now?
Don't worry. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen?
What do you
isn't.
think is going to
What you
happen?
think is going to happen isn't.
because
The mastermind is the one that's ensnared.
Mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
so
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down.
There was.
right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations.
I'm still a little... no, super uneasy about this. But... we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Wow.
Okay, so no second school. At least not yet.
Darn. Just pop into the dining room. Hey, everybody!
It's nighttime, they're asleep in their rooms.
Ah.
At least they should be. This is not the way to go.
Makoto.
You do realize that's the girls' bathroom? I'd rather not find out about your strange hobbies so soon after saving your life. We need to get to the gym, to Monokuma.
Oh, so it's fine if you go into the boys' bathroom, but it's suddenly a horrible, perverse thing if I go into the girls' bathroom.
I did not save you for you to point out my double standards.
Well now.
Oh.
Hey, 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 hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I don't believe it!
But Makoto's supposed to be dead! What's he doing here? This is exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule.
Making me angry!
So now I gotta punish you again! And this time, I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko?
Right.
Do whatever you feel you have to.
What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
now,
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that it matters to you, right?
I lose?
Hey!
You! Explain yourself! What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened, and then executed, right?
Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. I was like,
Alter ego.
yes, that one. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right?
And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well,
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't.
Don't just say it like that. What is this? A comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now. With a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth.
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide.
I mean, I did.
He would have been gripped by the despair you love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
what the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased.
Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong.
I don't think that's how burden of proof works.
No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice.
So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say?
A fair trial. One last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer. Of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes! Now, what you've suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
In other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys?
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out? Or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain myself.
Let's have one final grisly showdown! He agreed! And we still have a shot at this.
Bear it.
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys?
So, for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain myself.
then that will be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
Wow, that's reaching! That's what we've been trying to do all along.
Less reaching than pre-bared.
Koala just came out of nowhere, man.
It's not even a bear.
I know, exactly.
Okay, well, good. Then let's bury it all! If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school,
You guys?
then you win! But if you can't do all of that,
We'll all face execution, right?
I can barely contain my excitement! When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me?
We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair?
I honestly can't believe that how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement.
You don't have to be so suspicious. I said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that, which means if I am the one who killed her, then I must be a student. Whoops. Uh-huh. Mukuro's trial is no exception? And it's part of the regulations. Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But, okay, enough puns. Anyways, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth?
Why did he go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry.
I'm done talking! I got nothing left to say to you! So get lost, would ya? Why so mad?
Whew.
He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey,
Leave me alone! Get out of here! Okay, I'm going. I just... You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment, overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go.
Okay.
Whoa.
Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us.
Yeah, true.
But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal.
Okay, it's just my life on the line. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so
They had no choice but to accept.
Huh?
because
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let their guard, let down their guard. Like I said,
So, when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
so
I wasn't there to hear it myself. Do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school's life to the outside world, right?
Yeah, he definitely said that.
listen.
And what do you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right?
Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often. So it's hard to imagine. In other words, the kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
You're not implicating Best Girl, are you?
That'd be so weird.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult.
Reason?
so
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other.
They wanted to show the world.
it would seem
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that.
Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
in other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world.
But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely.
Prove a point.
Hey,
The outside world has a name for students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept?
You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair? The mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair.
What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair.
But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto,
I know how angry it must make you.
I don't. I read that relatively calmly.
And yet, that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness.
What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game around the world, the mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulation. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
That's how those who are watching this would have seen it.
And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves?
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations.
Oh, look, there's an update to the regulations. No Kyokos allowed.
Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules, to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, that made me out to be the killer.
Didn't have a right answer. I mean, we're not going to say this is another suicide. Well, even then, a suicide was considered them killing themselves. Though, Monokuma didn't execute the Blackened in that case either. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer.
And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they violated their own regulations.
But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up.
Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue, as I have repeatedly demonstrated over and over in this
And
entire story.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I'm making a bet.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right, this time at least. I won the bet.
She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief.
To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time.
I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him.
Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd shown my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy.
Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time,
correct.
or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing.
You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on.
True, but now we know who our real enemy is. Except for the part pertaining to their identity. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind.
Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible?
Huh?
anyway,
Right now, we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go?
Yeah, they're kind of not understanding the implications that... Well, Makoto doesn't understand that might be a student yet, apparently.
Yeah. Maybe it's Aoi.
I mean, it is best for everyone except the mastermind to work together, but we can't exclude anyone yet.
Maybe it's Aoi. Or maybe it's Junko. Maybe she's not dead. It was all set up to hide the fact that she's somewhere running everything.
They're really riding Junko hard.
Yeah, I feel unsatisfied with how quickly she left the scene, and she was so interesting. Especially, you gotta admit, that creepy smile of hers, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
You can't forget something like that.
Where's his hero's room? Is he inside?
Hey,
I don't think he's here. Come on, we need to keep looking.
Yeah, well.
Hey, Leon! Get out here!
This is Hina's room. Is she inside?
hey,
I don't think she's here. And come on, we need to keep looking. Repeat. They're all hanging out in Byakuya's room. So go.
hey,
Hey, best buddy.
hey.
Maybe they're on the map?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Shot.
Oh,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah,
heck?
they are.
So much for looking the manual way. Kind of builds up the tension if you had to look for them.
It was here, right? Where'd they go? Thought I saw them.
I know, right?
Maybe the dining hall would have been my guess. Oh wait, we're only stuck to the first floor. I'm not here than the baths.
And suddenly we were greeted with...
What the what the?
Screw that!
What?
You again.
What?
Here's that! Explorer 103.1.255. Is he broken? And can we use that IP address anywhere?
I suppose his emotional instability has reached its limit.
Hey, you! For some equals silent or act. So the _____ 61!
Wow.
Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about.
I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief.
Gonna guess Owie.
Is it her? Yep.
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is!
Wow, he
Ways
sounded.
about it, that's Makoto!
You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Ugh.
Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. I'm glad I clarified that part. As soon as I saw their faces,
I couldn't help myself.
You asshole! Sorry.
I started to tear up.
What?
Weird, a remote-controlled robot wouldn't act like that because operator gets angry. I think the more likely explanation is that's the one we dismantled.
That'd be funny.
And it was missing some essential components. Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks.
It's Makoto! He smells like a wet dog! Get away! Shoo shoo!
Isn't this the pheromone level on which you operate? And in a flash, my tears dried up.
Wow.
Yo,
Makoto! What was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
you know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo! No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world! I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo?
I know who she is.
I still can't believe you survived.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution?
Please
This is
don't.
a statement, not a question.
Please don't take credit for this, Byakuya.
It was alter ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say that they had their lives saved by a computer program.
Yes.
I imagine it was a learning experience for you. So, what have you guys been doing while I was gone? That one day.
Well, we figured out that since the trial was over, we'd have to access new places again.
And?
No dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked.
So, there weren't any new areas. Then where can we go to find new clues?
All of those places
All those
with our
places.
key.
Hello, Diego. Welcome to the stream.
Hope
been a
you have
while.
fun.
Hockey season over?
Ugh, you stink. Are you rotten?
Actually, quite a lot of people can say that, you know, like anyone who's ever been connected to an automatic defibrillator.
Byakuya's getting more and more wrong.
Or any sort of sorting algorithm that's connected to law enforcement.
I'm telling you.
Rotten! Physically, mentally, every way you can be rotten!
Oh, I am carrying a hand mirror. There you are. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while.
This smell is so smelly.
Oh.
My god, no.
I was right about the pheromones.
Toko, no. No! No!
You gotta do it.
Damn it. Super smelly. You smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. I win.
Actually, I think that means you lose. She seems happy for some reason. So we talked to all those new people, but it's the old person that we have to talk to.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
You guys know how to get that new mini SNES? That's not coming out until, I believe, September.
Good luck in getting one, Diego.
Comparatively, it should be relatively easy to get one. Like, the NES had a limited run, but not a lot of people were rushing to get it. There's going to be more instances of the SNES, but more people are going to want it having known what happened with the NES. So, it's a mixed bag. Find your local gaming store and put in a pre-order as soon as they're available. That's about all I got for you. Explain? Explain what?
But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
It's related to what I have to tell you all.
I'm going to steal our thunder, and I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
Last class trial?
We don't know when orders are starting. That's up to the store.
In other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point in redoing it? Makoto killed her, right?
No, I didn't do it! Like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer. And of course it's not me, or any of you. Then, who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind.
This is the first? And we're back.
Sorry about that, everyone.
Yep.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted a trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? Make it sound like it was easy. I just,
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which was why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules?
They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared, that's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here!
For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again. Later.
So, knowing all of this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind?
But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school, and you're not doing yourself a lot of favors by filling in all this information that we're leaving out.
Every last mystery?
But
But we've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh no!
Everyone!
I hate you.
Hey! Who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master!
I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
anyway,
At this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth.
Interesting.
In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
Right up your alley, Byakuya. You must be so happy. But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they kill Mukuro and all the school's mysteries?
That's a pretty tall friggin' order.
Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries.
I'm not so sure about that.
Huh?
I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone.
You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his.
Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but... Okay, enough with the puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? That doesn't preclude anyone being here before the killing game started.
Mm-hmm.
That's not personally what I was focusing on with that hint. Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable.
But why?
So, in other words,
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game.
Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro and you get 16. So the mastermind would be one of them.
that's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now?
You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious.
Wait! We can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility. But only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility.
And that is one possibility we can't ignore.
Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they might be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible.
True, but possibility is not definite truth.
High schoolers are all about despair.
But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? Which means he can't be remote operated because he's been running trials with all of us there. Actually, hold on. Did anyone die before the first trial?
Yes, Junko.
That was before the first trial?
Yes.
I feel like she was the second death, but that would actually line up because she would have died during the bridge between her, what's her face dying and Kyoko. Not Kyoko, Junko.
Junko died.
Yes. But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious any time Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck up and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off at that many times.
Hawk thinks Junko died before Sayaka, which is an academic point, really. She just has to die before the first trial was held.
Yeah. As long as she died before that. which she did, to emphasize the fact that this was super serious and you cannot attack Monokuma.
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand.
In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us.
Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation.
Well, maybe, but still...
Monokuma was active while Junko was alive. That's not as big a problem as you might want it to be because she was alive for a very limited amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So having a couple of pre-programmed routines.
Yeah, wouldn't be hard.
Considering they were literally fighting each other when she was apparently killed.
Yeah. Not to mention, out of all of the supposed punishments, immediate punishments, Junko was the only one that Monokuma technically followed through with. I mean...
And it kind of had that warning explosion for Mondo.
Yeah, a warning explosion, then there was the fight with Sakura, and wasn't there one more time?
Junko.
No, someone other than Junko. I thought there was one more time where, like, he did kind of a threatening stunt, but didn't actually end up killing the person.
Off the top of my head.
This is a school announcement.
It's a new one, not recorded.
What?
You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
What?
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Do we have unlimited time limits? How
There wouldn't be time limits. Magnanimous.
Thank you. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then.
After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall.
Master!
And where Byakuya goes...
He didn't take me with him!
Hey.
Do you blame him?
Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream! Or coffee.
it could still be a very nice mug.
You're totally useless! So, bye.
With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall.
Now she's gone. And you're planning to go... And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right.
Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
Just a second.
Wait! How come?
How about that?
Just wait and see! I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity.
That would be amazing. Good luck to you, Yasuhiro.
Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall.
Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves?
What about you, Hina?
I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know? But up till now, I really haven't been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else.
You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died.
What? Makoto? That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
okay.
So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay? See you later.
Kino was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
Can't think of any overt moments she saved us, but her testimony has been used a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to go do our searches separately doesn't mean we still can't work together.
so
That goes for all of us.
I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground.
Yeah.
And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
so then,
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school.
Challenge accepted.
Yay!
We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto,
No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary.
With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity, solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all escape together!
Has Monokuma even unlocked your conscience?
Hawks read me.
I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. It had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. Where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? Guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. Headmaster's room, the biolab, the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it.
Everyone else's rooms.
Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After all, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder. Which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Places to check. Oh, good.
Well, we've already been in Kyoko's room.
Oh, come on! Makoto!
Oh, I was going to save this for the girls' washrooms, but I guess we've already disproven that we're able to go anywhere.
Because we're supposed to be trying and figure out if it's not one of them. You really, Makoto? We're trying to find evidence to prove it's not any of you guys.
If that were the case, then going into the room should give us nothing.
Maybe, maybe not. We don't know that.
Hello, James. Welcome back to the stream.
Yes, he did. But clearly it has not knocked any sense into him yet.
Okay. R. No map. No, one, sorry. I mean, just as a matter of principle.
Mm-hmm. But for the trial.
Maybe you have to go.
Yeah.
It's scary in there.
What if
Got secret rooms.
What if the mastermind's one of the girls and they have like a Monokuma suit in there?
Places to check. So let's actually just go down the list. Headmaster's room on the 4th floor.
James, let's see. Pretty much, Makoto fell into a pit, and Kyoko came to get him.
Hold that thought, because I'm going to refresh our cache.
Okay. Hold that thought, James.
No, continue that thought. I'm
Okay.
announcing that. Go.
Okay, so essentially, we fell into a pit and Kyoko came down to get us, and she revealed that she's from a family of detectives. Wow, that was so surprising.
And she's the ultimate detective.
Yeah, she's the ultimate one. And she wants to find her father. She's traveled and looked so hard. She went through all this turmoil just so she could find him, to tell him she wants nothing to do with him afterwards, because apparently he abandoned her when she was a baby, or no, not baby, but very, very young, and she had to suffer this scrutiny from her family ever since, or something.
Oh wow, if we're so right on my
She has
that's
daddy
perfect
issues.
right there.
She has a lot of daddy issues, essentially. Anyway, that's the reason why she has to find the headmaster, because the headmaster is supposedly her father, in a true no kind of scene. And anyway,
that was a prequel, and that was the father that said that.
yeah. So anyway, we're back up here, and Monokuma has accepted a challenge. We have to prove that he's the one that actually killed Mukuro, and we also have to find out all the other secrets. And now you're up to date. Makoto, you're here to look around too?
Is that what you're doing here?
Yeah. I can't help but wonder about that Monokuma door.
Yeah.
So I figured if all the doors in the school have been unlocked, that one should be open too, right? Although I couldn't bring myself to open it.
I mean,
Because it might explode, right? That really suck. So you open it.
I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. Okay, so I guess I'll open it.
Oh, wait! Let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded.
Now race over to a nearby desk and get underneath it.
Okay, go ahead.
Everything will be okay, right? Alright. Here goes nothing.
Should have made Toko do it. She's obviously bomb-proof.
I threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than I expected.
Falls on his face. Ooh, it's the cockpit of a Gundam.
There was no explosion, thankfully. My first impression was...
Whoa! This place is totally sci-fi!
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Hatch. There's some kind of hatch in the floor. But right now, I'm more concerned about that weird device. What is this device? It looks like some kind of control panel.
Look at the little joysticks.
It's really over the top, though. Like some kind of military installation or something.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a mech cockpit. Ah, thank you, Aoi! Hifumi probably freak out if he saw it.
Cockpit? So, the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit. And could that mean...
okay.
Alright, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons.
Hold on! Not just or whatever, something like this.
It might explode,
Are you not
Aoi.
worried about the explosions?
Yeah, might explode, Aoi.
But it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
Hina was already jabbing away at the control panel.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think it came from the other room. There's reference to 999 was mentioned by Makoto in the end of the fourth class trial. I feel like I pointed out a 999 reference somewhere, but I don't remember the fourth trial clearly enough.
I'm not totally sure, but I think it was that one. The button that says Data Center.
Data center? I took a good look at the control panel. I saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of a room next to it. And just like Hina said, there was one labeled Data Center. That must be the one she pushed. But the Data Center... That's right next door. The room we were just in. That's where the strange noise came from. I'd probably better go check it out.
Yes, please. I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now, so I'll just cheer you on from over here.
Damn it, Aoi. What are you doing to me? Did I just hear what I think I heard?
Oh.
Is that Monokuma?
Ooh.
Hey!
Rawr! Give me all your donuts!
Is that you, Hina?
What?
Aw, man. Busted. How did you know?
Say what?
Anyway.
I think this still had Monokuma's voice.
Okay. Yeah.
Grr! Grr! Give me all your donuts! Is that you, Hina? What? Oh man, busted. How'd you know? Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup? You don't even know what you're controlling?
Hello.
Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here.
Found it.
Ah, guess what I found? A self-destruct button.
Oh, crap.
Whatever you do, don't push it.
Too bad.
Oh man. Were you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it and the control panel inside.
Whoa. Hey, Makoto, what the heck was that just now?
Monokuma.
What do you mean?
What you were controlling just now. It was Monokuma.
How did she not know that? Monokuma? I mean, you were the one who was trying to, go gar, like, really? For real? I say both in character and out.
Yep. It looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma. Which means the mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah, they were definitely in here. The mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. And this control room is totally separate from the data center with all the monitors. In other words...
Hey,
Maybe the mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time.
Kyoko's theory was right.
but
If the mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that means they've been inside this school this whole time, right?
I guess that would have to be true. But if that is true...
I've read this twice today.
And the mastermind, Monokuma's puppeteer, really is the 16th student? No, it can't be. There's no way. Right?
Very short-sighted design if you can't monitor and
What's-
Kuma at the same time.
What's wrong, Makoto? You don't look like... Yeah.
don't like
I don't like that face you're making.
Oh no. It's nothing.
Okay.
What about you? Is everything okay?
I mean,
Well, it's just... This is where the mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something?
I can't say it isn't possible. But I really hope it's not true.
So, like,
so,
you wanna leave soon? There's still lots of other places to check out.
Yeah, good point. We can't waste all our time standing around here. Okay, you want to get going?
Yeah. What?
As soon as the door to the data center was closed, I heard a strange sound.
The trap door.
What was that?
The door! It just locked on its own!
What?
Get the key!
My hand shot out to grab the doorknob. You're right. It's locked, but why?
Yeah.
Of course it's locked! Because the data center is now restricted. Monokuma?
Just a second.
Hey! No fair! You can't just go around restricting whatever you feel like.
So probably multiple control rooms, like Hawk said.
Or they were
Or
in
the trapdoor, the trapdoor.
They were in the trapdoor, came out, and took control again.
It's for your benefit. Because if that room stays open, you won't be able to move around. I won't be able to move around.
Exactly!
Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just stopped up and stopped moving.
It happened before. We dismantled you.
Then that room,
Yep.
as you may have guessed, that's where my controls are.
So, right now, you're being operated by someone in that room.
Yes, indeed.
Correctamundo!
You're a liar.
But that doesn't make any sense! We were just in there! We didn't see anyone!
Oh, you didn't, did you? Are you sure you were as thorough as you could have been?
We were. Our characters just aren't saying shit about it.
Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hatch? Yeah?
Yep.
No way.
Yes, Makoto.
The hatch on the floor?
Yes, Makoto.
Too bad. That was your one big chance, and you blew it.
We tried not to, Monokuma. I swear to God we didn't.
Of course, that hatch can't be opened from the outside anyway, so whatever. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others.
Bull.
Please!
Just doing a jackhammer on that thing.
That's against the rules.
He's gone, but
So,
wasn't he telling you the truth? The mastermind was hiding in there?
In fact, if you think back to when we got locked out of the control room, that proves it for sure.
huh?
Then, when I said we should leave...
Well, that hatch couldn't be opened from the outside anyway, right? So, it's not your fault.
Sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left.
You're right. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping my body moving.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go run around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice. You've got me all motivated again.
You got it.
Okay. I'm out. See you later.
Hina took off at a full sprint. I have to do what I can too. That's the only way forward.
Headmaster? That's music. There's nothing restricted about music.
I haven't gotten a chance to say it, but I actually like the illustration art style slightly more than the sprite style. I mean, the sprite style is a little bit more cleaned up, but I do like the sketchy look when the other characters are in those illustrations.
This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this will be my first time seeing it for myself.
Ah, Makoto. It's you.
Oh, Byakuya.
Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting?
What do you mean, something interesting?
Take a look at this. It was on top of that pathetically ostentatious desk.
Class number 78, student registry.
It contains profiles for all of us, and Mukuro.
So, in other words,
Apparently, class number 78 refers to us.
Wait, when we found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room.
I see.
That's right. It also mentioned class number 78. This must be where Kyoko got that page. And since the rest of our profiles are listed in there along with hers,
In other words,
there can be no doubt. Mukuro was a student here at Hope's Peak Academy, just like the rest of us.
Mukuro Ikusawa, the 16th student. That must be how Kyoko learned about it.
But it seems that Kyoko was in a hurry.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing... I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper had been crumpled, she must have been in a hurry.
Well, since she snuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible. But what's your point?
She was in so much of a hurry that she only got the first page.
The first page?
Correct. Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages.
What?
so in other words,
When it came to this profile, there was more information about Mukuro that we still didn't have.
What kind of information is it?
Why do you ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you?
I agree with you, Byakuya.
It seems to be some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself.
interesting.
I don't know what kind of man he was, but I'm glad he left us such an interesting clue.
I was half listening to Byakuya as I skimmed through the report.
Oh wait, we actually got to see her.
Oh.
Mukuro reappeared suddenly, and in the background, an entity floats, close but just out of reach. What? Reappeared suddenly, and in the background, an entity floats, close but just out of reach.
Also, it's not Makoto reading this, so let me try it one more time. Mukuro reappeared suddenly, and in the background an entity floats, close but just out of reach. The entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now, I can't be sure if this is a single person or some kind of group. Whatever it is, Mukuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. I have a bad feeling about all this. I need to push forward with my research into the Ultimate Despair. And I need to pay attention to Mukuro's behavior, too. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous. Despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Fenrir, when she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. Interesting.
Ooh.
That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Naturally, I want to believe in her. She's one of my students, after all. But if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I will be forced to take all reasonable measures.
Mukuro is a part of the Ultimate Despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about it now.
That's right. It's a different body.
But wouldn't that mean Mukuro and the Mastermind were allies? So why would they kill Mukuro? Plus, even the headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Mukuro was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it means the Mastermind is even stronger than Mukuro was.
What?
What's wrong, Makoto?
Huh?
That's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought. But I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information within the file that you should note.
The picture.
What is it?
Did you notice the picture in there?
Yeah.
A picture of a girl perhaps you've never seen before. A girl who seems to be included as part of our class number 78. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. 5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds, and it even lists her vitals. 31, 22, 32. Well, What do you think?
What do I think? Are you asking me, like, if she has a nice body?
Stop talking.
You hopeless idiot. What I'm trying to tell you is maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse, and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean...
Wait, is he trying to say... There's a chance the body isn't actually Mukuro?
Look, brown
That's
hair.
what he's saying?
Long brown hair. Well, we didn't actually get to look at the waistline. He never lifted the damn thing.
We were convinced it was male because we didn't see a chest.
Yeah.
Maybe didn't have any wounds on her, definitely a different body. It could have been the wounds were inflicted after that report was made, while she was in the school. Feather is very jealous of the waistline. Old scars are from the impalement. That's what I'm thinking, and Junko had brownish hair, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking the body was Junko. If Junko's not the mastermind, Junko was definitely using the body double.
Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible. But it wouldn't hurt to confirm, right?
It's all clear now.
That's all I was trying to say. What you do with that information is your business. She has a 22-inch waistline, but she's also probably around 16? That still seems pretty thin, but I'm not too up on what a measurement means.
Considering how tall she is.
5'7"?
Yeah, that's taller than me.
Shorter than me.
It's tall for a girl.
So I'm back to being Gyakya's errand boy.
Oh, and one last thing. It's a bit of advice for me to use, so I suggest you pay attention. Okay, we can't skip the advice.
Advice? For me?
You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well.
It's not that we're getting along. She's just done a lot to help me.
Well, don't put too much faith in her.
Aw.
In other words,
The cost of that faith might be more than you can afford.
What are you saying?
Just what I think. Call it a hunch.
A hunch.
But my hunches tend to be proven right, as has been demonstrated in the past few trials.
Absolutely, Byakya.
The advice is free this time. Take it or don't, as you will.
I'll keep it in mind. Thanks.
Actually, no, I want to do some investigation of my own.
Maybe it's anime proportions, Feather. I mean, technically, something is really wrong with that neck. Like, it tapers as it gets lower to the rest of her body. It gets, you know? Over there by the shelves.
Yes, that was everything. And now Byakya's locked in there. Go! In the office? Yeah, we talked about this before. I remember career day.
Daisies. Flowers.
Classrooms. It's a little ridiculous. Oh, good thing it's frozen in here for all the raw ingredients.
Whoa.
Well, here I am in the biolab. It's so cold! It's like abnormally cold. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold?
It's that cold. I wouldn't be surprised.
There's a stack of tarps here. I've been seeing a lot of those things lately.
If it's really frozen in this room, I'd be surprised if the screen works.
It's so cold. Why is it so cold in here?
Just make sure the door handle doesn't freeze shut.
First thing I need to figure out.
No, Makoto. He's right. Put a wedge in the door.
He's hanging from the monitor. That's all, folks. I'm surprised the surveillance camera can work with how cold it is in here. Some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall.
This looks like a morgue.
On the left side, there's a bunch of glowing blue lights, and oh my god, you're correct.
It's a morgue.
But on the other side,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're gonna assume one of those is Junko's. And how many students are left? I thought we were at 5.
Let's take a look.
So Makoto's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. We're at 6.
No.
yeah, that's it. I've seen this kind of thing in horror movies and stuff.
Actually, it might not be Junko, it might be Mukuro.
It's a fridge for storing the dead bodies. Does that mean this biolab is actually a morgue? I should probably take a closer look around.
Open one. Open one. He's not gonna try?
Come on, Makoto, put it together.
Come on, Makoto, please!
Oh, there's some kind of booklet here. It looks like an instruction manual.
We offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. In addition to the germicidal lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. Simply insert the cadaver and the blue light will let you know the automated systems have activated. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimum settings. With our system, anyone can keep a body fresh as a daisy for as long as you need.
Oh.
In the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm will sound immediately. Don't bring Kyoko in here, we'll never get her out again. The exterior is stainless steel, and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgrade package.
This is the instruction manual for the fridge? Well, looking around, I think I get it. It seems clear to me now. It's some kind of makeshift morgue. And about those lights by each slot?
Does this need leather upholstery? For pleasure.
If you're gonna die, better die luxuriously.
It looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, the blue light comes on. Which would mean inside each slot lit up in blue, another one of the victims is... I
can't let my emotions take control right now. There's one thing I can do for everyone who's died, and that's defeat the mastermind and also open a fridge.
Open them, please, Makoto, please!
And to do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other option.
Oh my god, Makoto, come on! No. I'm sorry, Zare. Makoto's just not getting it, no matter how much we will him.
I mean, all fairness, I don't actually want to see what's in there.
But if I were faced with certain death, I'd check. Ugh.
Let's see if let's open out of this long hallway. Oh, the body's gone. Which would suggest that there should only be 6 open slots. He gets it, but unlike the mastermind, has some semblance of respect for the dead.
It's not a matter of not having respect, James. We don't want to look at it for morbid curiosity. We actually want to make sure that all the bodies are where they're supposed to be.
It's gone. Look at his body. It's not here?
Let's come to the wrong conclusion.
Monokuma flower. Is it true? Do they really eat paper, plastic, and people? Well, I don't think it's related to the case, so I'd better keep my distance.
Wow.
Can we cut it down?
Maybe the body is in the tool shed. I'd better check just to be sure.
Unless it's in the lawnmower.
I didn't find anything even close to a dead body. If it's not in here either, then it must be... Could it be in the biolab? But corpses aren't the only thing I need to check in here. There's one other thing. That tarp. A tarp played a key role in another case, so I better look into it. The killer used the tarp to keep the sprinklers from getting the body wet, which means the killer might have left some clue behind here. Huh? I didn't notice this before, but there's a small stamp on one corner of the tarp. It says Biolab? Then this originally came from the Biolab. That's all I really need to check here. Since Mukuro's body disappeared from the garden, could it be in here? I need to check, but I have no idea how to open this thing.
Check the manual.
That's not what I was clicking.
Feather is mourning the dearly departed chicken. Come on, Makoto! It's the instruction manual.
Guess we'll just need our body inspector.
If only there was some kind of source of information I could access in order to figure out how to open the fridge.
Too bad, there's nothing like that. Oh, Toko. So this is where you were.
What do you want?
Am I so disgusting? You want me out of your sight?
Want to know something? I sounded just like you a moment ago. No, that's not it at all. I just thought maybe you'd found a clue.
Well, I haven't. I didn't find anything. Not a single clue. I figured since this place was related to the case, it would have something to hide, right? But there wasn't anything out of the ordinary here. Give it back! Give me back my precious time!
Calm down, Toko.
What's your
Don't
problem?
tell me to calm down!
Settle yourself?
Do you have any idea what I'm going through right now?
Please don't be hay fever. Please don't be hay fever. Please don't be hay fever.
When everyone finds out, they're gonna call me useless, good for nothing!
Nobody's gonna say that to your face.
Master will!
I'm not sure I can disagree with that.
I don't want that! I'm sick of always being looked down on! Why won't anyone accept me?
Well, we really don't have the time to get into that, but once this trial's over, if you've got like a day to spare, we can go over it.
We can just send you to a therapist.
Well, I don't think there are any clues here, so maybe I'm gonna get going.
Yeah, her issues would not be able to be sorted out in a day.
Oh, we're not going to sort them out. We're just going to illuminate them.
I think it would take more than a day.
Hey, actually, no Monokuma there. Okay, we're out of exclamation points, which means there's something we're not getting at. Oh, yeah, we're back here.
Garden.
Okay, so what do we have?
Dojo.
Makoto was pretty sure garden's done. Biolab, we can't open the doors. Data center is off limits. We've gotten everything from there. At least they haven't said we've gotten everything.
I don't have time to play with you.
And we got a security camera here.
Apparently talking to Byakuya is an option. What?
Well, he did, but he just doesn't want to have any of it. What else we got? Let's check the list.
Dorms?
Go down
Could we
to
actually go back to the dorms?
Oh, okay. But first, second floor dorm.
Sorry, for dorms.
Headmaster's room on the 4th floor. Biolab on the 5th floor. Yep. Monokuma door, data center on the 4th floor, and the 2nd floor of the dormitory area. Garden and dojo.
Second floor dorms, okay.
Second floor. So where are the dorms? Hard to say. Let's go here and comb it. That's a pool. Go to stairs.
Hawk thinks it's a different staircase up from the first floor.
Okay. So those go up. I think this takes us to where we've been. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, go back down.
We ever been in there?
No, I don't think we ever have been. Doesn't that go to the elevator? Yeah. Isn't that where the elevator is?
I thought the elevator was past the tomb. By the warehouse. Welcome to the stream, Jam.
Hey.
Where was the warehouse? Disappointment? Is it? I thought we had to go down the elevator and that's in the... Oh no, I'm totally misremembering. Ignore me! Let's find the warehouse.
It's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. No shit, you have to do it.
No. Just go
What's
back to
keeping
bed.
you?
Just go back to bed, Makoto. You're tired.
This is the second floor of the dorms? It looks like some ancient ruins. Or, no, it's more like a battlefield. Like a bomb blew up here or something.
Oof.
It's okay, it's a long time ago.
Smooshed. Yeah, it's still red.
It's red, that's exactly my point. It's not vibrant pink.
True. Forgot. Old blood is red in this world. Whoa. Whoa.
A bomb, or maybe a Monokuma?
I opened the door just a crack, glanced inside, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. We know a guy lived here. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore. It's just garbage.
Still getting money.
In case you still want to go back to that store and get stuff. It's only...
I mean, they're framing it, so...
What? What?
Even in a place like this, I can't bring myself to go in.
Go to the boys' one. Wow, it's oddly okay in here. It's even have fish! Fake, maybe, but...
That's... Is that a mirror?
No, I think that's... I think
They're
that's...
not moving. No
yeah,
one's feeding
it's
them.
fake fish. Okay.
You guys have a giraffe mascot? Kind of jelly. It's only a mirror of Makoto secretly a plant.
This room is filled with lockers. It must have been used for the Hope Peak students who came before us. Class before ours must have used these lockers.
Some of them were sealed off.
There's a metal plate mounted to the locker. I really want to know what's inside, but there's no way. But it doesn't stop me from pulling this coin out of there. I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even gonna bother trying.
I don't know, I think a stiff breeze could do it for you.
I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked.
Break it open.
There's a card reader installed on the door.
Break it open.
That must be how you get the locker open. After all, It's pretty similar to the card readers for the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. Thank you. I took out my handbook and ran across the card reader. And then... Oh, look. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it.
Wow.
I wonder if I can open this locker. Oh, it's locked.
Let's try it.
I think this is the same thing.
So
We're going to discover that we actually were here before.
that would have been awesome. Okay, let's see. Still two more.
Seriously have to read this every time.
Don't forget the one in between them. Yep, that one. No, 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 you did that one already. Next one. That one, yeah. And then the one on the farthest right, I think. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. But you got coins. Yay. I know. Okay.
Last one.
What? McCall? What a troll. Ah.
Last room. Doors are weird with their
Whoa.
handles in the middle of the frame.
This room doesn't really feel like a student's room.
No, it's like
It has a more adult atmosphere.
Yeah. Ooh, there we go. It's the headmaster's private room.
Kyoko!
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time.
Huh? A regret?
Secret door.
Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. Some kind of design mistake, or a construction defect, or a secret door?
So...
There's a gap here, but it's not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out.
A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall.
Open space? Does that mean... You mean like a hidden room?
I think I might know how to open it.
You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick.
Is it pushing?
I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password, and the door should open right up.
However...
But I don't have a clue what that password might be. All I know is probably made up of letters or numbers. I can't really go from there.
Right. That's not nearly enough to go on.
It's true.
I looked through all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to. Nothing that might have been his password.
Whew.
When I think of how much time I wasted on this, it's gonna be her
I have
name.
a guess.
It's gonna be her name, isn't it?
There's a PC on the desk. Must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair.
You tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Hawk, we're not anywhere near trying that. We gotta start with 1.
The PC still has some search results left on it.
And we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair.
However,
There's not much, though. Nothing we don't already know.
in other words,
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy, which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people, whose driving force comes from despair.
however,
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there?
whew,
But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure.
But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on.
correct.
I see. That's a good outlook to have.
Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. If Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. Oh wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name?
What?
Huh?
Sorry, I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password. Knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it? Just to be sure?
Well,
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want.
Okay. No, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. If that's not it, it might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Crap.
hey,
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong.
Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in, what? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
Her face.
why?
Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim.
More like trying
Kyoko.
hard to breathe. Okay. What?
It's a picture of baby Kyoko and a
What?
that was
Oh my
never delivered.
God.
And Kyoko's favorite thing of all, pipe valves.
Hey, Kyoko? I might as well not have even been there in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present?
Not the picture, but okay.
Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what I call paper, by the way. Joy. That's what made it so unusual.
It's not what I want to check, but okay.
I'd better check out that suspicious present before I do anything.
Come on! No! It could be a trap! No, Makoto! Ugh. It's like he doesn't learn.
There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here.
Exactly.
The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get.
Mm-hmm.
Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it.
Then don't open it.
I mean, we can't not open it.
Yes! Yes, you can, Makoto! You can leave it alone, Makoto! You can be smart for once, Makoto!
Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto.
Why? You think it's dangerous?
Yes! No. Not dangerous. But surprisingly. I said, surprising. Probably.
Huh?
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is. At the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see.
Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Yeah,
Are you saying
Hawk has a point. You can just get like a stick and like over to the other side of the room.
something that'll make me want to scream?
Well, it's got the ribbon there, so unless that stick also has a knife at the end, you might be at it for a while.
Like a pop-up thing.
Okay, so predictions.
A severed,
Monokuma panties.
a severed head.
Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath and took hold of the lid.
It'd be like a jack-in-a-box, too.
Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box.
Stick in a box.
It's my dick in a box. Dick in a box, hey.
I stole a hesitant glance inside and...
Oh, man.
Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry.
Oh, wow. I
What
was
was in the box?
kind of right. Just bones.
It was
And
bones.
other stuff.
Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box.
It might have been just like a scientist mannequin.
Mm-hmm. Could have been that, too.
I mean, who could have possibly imagined...
Unless the
Just
culprit
Yeah.
off Daddy Dearest and
Yep. Yep. Just as I thought.
What?
Yeah, there's a note.
really hard on that.
Yeah.
picture.
Look at the picture. Doesn't he seem familiar?
Too late to look at the picture again. The only thing I really noticed was that there was a crack in the skull.
Mm-hmm. Can we look at it now?
Like you've seen him just opening scene. I would not have gotten that, but
No.
you're saying that's the guy who died at the beginning?
Ah!
Want to see Happy Family?
Just as you thought. How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there. Human bones!
Wrong.
Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body.
That's pretty much the same thing! A dead guy in a box!
My father.
Huh? What about him?
Are you seriously this dense?
Wow, Makoto! Oh my god!
Correct.
What you found in the box. Stupid, stupid Makoto. Those bones.
I'd recognize them anywhere.
That body. That's my father. Or at least what's left of him.
Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad. The same man she's been searching for? Hold on. How can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So,
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in this school right now.
Oh, single step in Hopes at Peak Academy, not single step into.
Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school. But the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, It doesn't take much to assume
In other words,
that most likely my father was in this school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway.
As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. No, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point, she wanted to be proven wrong. Which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all the ties. But was that all there was to it?
I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true kitty-giddy detective would never do.
Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder.
Hey, it's a picture.
Bones! Hidden room present.
Huh? This picture.
Oh!
It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of...
Aww.
Hey, Kyoko!
why would you?
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet to now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now?
And I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself, to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time, he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father?
Yes.
Yes.
Kyoko.
You just look at Hohenheim from the original Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh yeah.
anime.
There's a real prize winner there.
True Hohenheim was pretty cool. And I feel like there are other worse fathers too.
We should take a closer look.
But I don't think Kyoko would like some stranger like me touching her dad's stuff.
Come on.
Hey,
It's fine. Check whatever you want.
Are you sure? Okay then. I went through each drawer one by one, starting from the top. But all I found were piles and piles of unrelated documents. He was pretty dedicated to his job, huh?
well,
It's just because he didn't have anything else. He could have inherited our family business, our legacy. Instead, he left it all behind.
now,
If he couldn't even handle a job like this, he would have been that much more of a failure. I'm sure he couldn't stand the thought of that, and it made him desperate.
The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but... I'm going to touch Kyoko's desk without her permission.
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Okay? Don't ask me again.
Are you sure?
because...
Never let anything get in the way of an investigation. I don't.
Okay then. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer,
In case of
is this? It's an e-handbook, right? It has a label on it that says, in case of emergency. We got a skeleton book.
Yay!
From the skeleton.
We have some lockers to open.
I'd found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words,
A handbook with no limitations, given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what it is.
I think you're probably right.
it would seem...
It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it?
But Kyoko...
I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here.
Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay?
Yay! Let's go back to the useless room.
Hey,
Listen, Makoto.
Hmm?
Can I ask you a favor?
A favor? What is it?
so...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this. And I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more. But
Hey,
could you leave?
Yes.
correct.
Just for a little while. I'd just like to be alone for a bit.
Okay.
Yes. Don't worry, I'm fine.
I've got all the subtext you're putting down there.
I just need to calm down a little.
And now it's super text.
Just
I
a
need to
second.
get my emotions in order.
You know, Kyoko, I'm still here for some reason.
I don't. Oh, God. Okay. Oh.
Kyoko, I need you to sit down because I am not leaving here until I get to see you, a horrible mess, crying. I'll wait. You told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're not only connected by blood, not by heart and soul, but...
Maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory.
A game theory?
And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily.
You're right. I'm sorry. Immediately leaving now.
Anyway,
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself.
Okay. I finally understand. And I'll see you later. I'm Makoto Nagi, the ultimate cinder block. Is she really? No, she's not, but leave her alone, dude. Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me.
Bones!
Find out what happened to the headmaster? No doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed.
I'm glad you appreciate it, Hawk.
They killed the headmaster. Killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. It's a good thing I'm thinking this, not saying this.
Yeah, because I mean, if you notice, the door isn't closed. The one leading to Hope Peak's staff. The one who finalized the plan to isolate you.
Oh, now we see all the subtext.
Ooh, was the Hope Peak's headmaster. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, he's somewhere in the school right now.
We were wrong about that. Headmaster wasn't the mastermind. Which means the mastermind's true identity is...
Number 5.
"15 of us met in the main hall.
The meal hall.
Add Mukuro to the mix and you get 16. And including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead." Even Mukuro. Even she's undeniably dead, except for all the ways in which we could deny her death.
I know.
So the ones still left alive are... me, Byakuya, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. And there's no question. No! That can't be! I refuse to believe it! There has to be some other way. It just has to be.
To be honest, how is Hiro still alive? I mean, everyone keeps underestimating him. And while he's a moron, he hasn't... I can't recall him doing anything that would be dangerous to his own health.
Let's try all of the lockers.
Again.
Again. The one at the end, I think. I think you touched the one at the end. What?
Wait, but...
Yes! Yes!
What about that emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Okay, let's give it one more try.
Be intact to work, yeah.
Took the emergency handbook and ran it across the card reader. Alright! Just what I was hoping for! Let's see what we've got inside. I don't see anything that might be a clue.
Let's try another one. All of them.
This is the most suspicious lock. There we go.
This thing is practically empty. I mean, it's not fully. It's just one thing. Some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure who it is. But there's some writing inside. It could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I'd better take a look.
I'm rolling my eyes here, but you guys can't see that.
It looks like a girl's handwriting. And all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there. Words I'd heard before.
There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I've decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens that the headmaster and my father, he was willing to give me more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said.
The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, It's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan.
So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father.
Oh. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was. And I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. But I have to be incredulous every waking moment.
I like how it's kind of like floating in the air on its point.
It's very impressive, but we know that the person was a very meticulous individual. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what is it doing in this locker? What she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hasn't seen her dad since we left when she was little.
I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the.
What does this all mean?
What does it mean?
What does it mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I reached the last page, the question mark spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled.
Really? Despair Gah!
What is this? What does it mean?
Despair walks among us. I wanted to see that.
It moved on its own.
I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense?
Okay, here we go. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair.
I kind of knew that one.
Let's check more.
This is the only other one. Oh, there's one other.
Yeah, there's one on the far right, too.
Oh!
Oh, wow!
Hero?
Hero? Really?
This locker is totally disorganized. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. This is a crystal ball. Huh? A crystal ball? No, it can't be. No way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order. And dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever's stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible. I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. The moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated.
Yasuhiro.
Hagakure. There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hagakure. Is this our Yasuhiro? The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes, which would mean he attended classes here. No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us.
Didn't he say that he failed a few years?
And we were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook?
And this starts making a lot of sense. I mean, he's clearly the oldest of us here. He might even be on, well, I wouldn't quite personally put him in the late 30s, but certainly a lot closer than any of us are.
Yeah, I think he's a lot older than he looks. There's still one more locker on the far right,
Still
I
one
think.
more shelf.
Ooh.
Did I do it? Oh, there's that.
Is this a deck of tarot cards? No, they're playing cards. But wait. He said he was 21.
Yeah.
Aren't those just used for telling fortunes? It's just a coincidence, right?
Nope.
Literally said so in his first scene.
Yeah. So he
It's
admitted.
been a long time since that first scene.
Right. So I think there's one on the far right.
The more I see, the less sense it makes. Are these lockers? I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to people here? A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro. And a pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation. If I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward. And I have to believe in everyone except for Hiro.
Yeah, there's one of them.
That's not on the hinges.
One more over.
Also not on the hinges.
Again.
Still not on the hinges.
Again. Push the button. Yeah, see?
It's just gonna say you can't open these.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Thought there was one on the far left. Oh, guess not. No!
This is a school announcement. Is everyone working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely? Well then, since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint. For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
What? Now he wants to give us a hint? It's suspicious. There's no doubt about that. This could be a trap. But even knowing that, he said to go to the gym, right?
Boom, we're just instantly there.
Oh, hey, Hiro. Ah! Makoto! Why'd you act so surprised?
Oh, no reason.
You heard Monokuma's announcement, right? Are you here to find out what he has to say?
I just did, actually. I'm on my way out.
You already talked to him. What did he say?
Listen, sorry, but I gotta go.
Hiro, wait! There's no point in trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. Hiro? It's like he was trying to avoid me. I was hoping to talk to him about the notebook I found in the locker. Has he been hiding something this whole time?
Who knows?
Who knows, Makoto?
Who knows? But at this point, that sounds like it's a good place to hold off for today. So it sounds like we're heading towards the climax. And then the denouement. Well, it's not completely one way or another. There are certainly some people who are more suspicious than the others. Should be interesting to see how things all wrap up.
Yeah.
Not that we're even done the investigation. This is hint time, not trial time.
More stuff to find.
Should be interesting. Oh, until next week. Everyone take care.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.